Hi, this is Rabbi Amichai Cohen of livekabbalah.com. If you're watching this, I'd like to welcome you and greet you to our beautiful city of Tzfat. And we are living in very, very unique times, and an opportune time that we are currently in between the 2 months of Adar and of Nisan. And the differences between these 2 months, Chassidus explains, is that the month of Adar has to do with the revelation of God within nature. And that was the whole story of Purim, where God was not apparent within the whole story, with the scenario of what happened and what unfolded. And what unfolded was nothing less than a complete miracle. It's called actually B'nafochu. The opposite was true, that God was really there all along. And that's the essence of the month of Adar. It's called a month that was completely transformed, where we thought one thing and the other thing was apparent. And we're now transitioning to the next month, which is called the month of Nisan. In Hebrew, the word nes means a miracle. And the Talmud tells us that Nisan, with 2 nuns, the beginning nun and the final nun, has to do with Nisei Nisim, a miracle of miracles. And Chassidus explains that refers to a level of godliness which transcends the world, where God took us out of Egypt, we crossed the Sea of Reeds, etc., and all these incredibly miraculous events happen above nature. The Rebbe would often say that may we go from Geula to Geula, from redemption to redemption. And what does that blessing mean? And the Rebbe explained it has to do with the first Geula is the Geula of Adar, of seeing God that is within nature. And then the other Geula is seeing God above nature, seeing the complete revelation, essentially the redemption. And question that's asked, well, why is that the order? Why is the order where we first see God, we're supposed to see God within nature. We're supposed to have that experience of godliness within nature. And then we go to the next level of godliness above nature. And the answer is, if we were shown godliness above nature, then we would not appreciate godliness within nature. And that's what often happens to a person, and it happened to the Jewish people, where right after Nisan, they right away went back to their old habits. They had to essentially count the 49 days of the Omer until they got to work on themselves. And so human nature is to not see the miracle after the miracle happens. And when we first go through the process of discovery, the process of seeing godliness, seeing the miracle that we have essentially in our lives, in our day-to-day, it may have been hidden, it may have not been apparent, but then we discover that. We take off those masks, as the whole story of Purim is all about. Esther, we take off those masks and we realize that it's all one divine big script. The Megillah is a big script. And like the Baal Shem Tov says, anyone that reads the Megillah backwards did not read the Megillah, because it's a story for our lives. And as we realize that, as we come to understand that within ourselves, then we're ready for the next stage. We're ready for redemption, we're ready for revelation, we're ready for the amazing potential that and goodness that God really is ready to unfold on all of us. So that's a story really for us as individuals in every aspect of our lives. Whatever it is that we're going through, we are going through these changes, and collectively as well, we as the Jewish people and as the human race, we realize the incredible script of history on a personal level and a collective level. And then we come to the higher level of seeing the redemption, seeing the revelation above. And we see that Nisan, Nisei Nisim, those miracles within our lives, within every detail of our lives. Many blessings.